Community Conversation, we are joined by Cathy Reece, Manager of Health and Wellness over at Sentara Martha Jefferson Hospital. She's sitting down with Casey.
All right, thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, we are happy to have you, and we're talking about the heart today. Seems appropriate. We're talking about cardiac rehab, though, specifically. Tell us what that is and who it's for.
Well, cardiac rehab is a program that insurers reimburse, which is really nice, that helps people who have had some sort of heart condition, and they could have had a heart attack or a stent or open heart surgery like a bypass, valve replacement, repair, transplant, diagnosis of stable angina or heart failure. Those are the ones that Medicare says warrant this program, but sometimes there's others outside of that. That allows people who have had some sort of problem like that to get into a program of support that offers monitored exercise plus education, which is in the form of prevention and early intervention.
Yeah, that's great. So exercise and education. What would you say cardiacs can expect, or patients can expect from cardiac rehab?
Patients often see a drop in their risk factors, such as their blood pressure, their cholesterol, the diabetic risk. They see improvements in what we call their functional capacity, which we measure by their exercise tolerance, but translates to more energy doing things that they need to do at home, better function doing things they need to do at home, better, like less depression, better socialization. Things that can be impacted by disease are often offset and supported through their recovery as their heart muscle is restored and their function.
That's great. So a lot of different ways it's helping. Are there typical components to a cardiac rehab plan, and how would you say that plan is made?
Everybody has an individualized care plan when they come into a program. Medicare does set some parameters for what we have to do, and programs often get certified through an overarching agency called the American Association of Cardiovascular Pulmonary Rehab. And along those lines, we're addressing all those risk factors that are individualized, the patient's own goals. We establish, what do you want to do? How can we get you there? And they'll work with one of our caseworkers or therapists to move along towards those goals throughout the supervision that they're getting with us. It's a 12-week program that involves exercise and education, like you said. But I really tell them this is the beginning of the rest of your life. It doesn't stop in 12 weeks. We're teaching you tools and resources that we're going to want you to continue at the completion of your time with us.
That's wonderful. It's a lifestyle. What happens when someone finishes the program?
Well, part of that is started from day one, where we're starting to talk about what their goals are and then helping come up with a plan towards those goals. We do establish home exercise guidelines. So during their time in cardiac rehab, they should be doing some things beginning on their own, and they can begin that practice and solidifying that. So by the time they're getting ready for discharge, we're helping them come up with what's the plan, how you're going to continue it, what are your needs going to be as their health needs change as they age. Not exercising and not following that should not be an option. So helping them realize that this is a lifestyle, this is not a quick fix, this is an ongoing plan of care that we can help support you in doing so.
Yeah, and having that support a lot of the times can make such the difference. How can someone join a cardiac rehab program?
Well, first of all, you have to have a reason for it. So unfortunately, we'll get people come in with any of those diagnoses that I mentioned, but it's a physician-referred program, so doctors would have to say this is something that you need to have. It often starts while the person's in the hospital, though. So someone will address their needs when they're there, talk about resources and things that can be available when they leave, including cardiac rehab. That teaching begins then, though. Once they leave the hospital and they have a outpatient visit with one of their physicians, they're referred into cardiac rehab. And they go through an intake process and begin. We do it as quickly as we can, sometimes within a couple of weeks. If they're a surgical candidate, usually a month to 6 weeks after is what we shoot for.
That's great. So something that's helping a lot of people. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today.
I appreciate it. It's really nice to talk about it on Valentine's Day.
Yes, it's perfect timing. We'll have you back soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes. Back to you, Steve.